Hi and welcome back to Building Your Own Dungeon Bowl Pitch Part 3. Following on from Part 2 where we looked at the chests and teleporters and had options for the doors. This is where we go into what I printed for the doors and how it's all going to come together and get tabletop ready. So the doors had the two options, the flat doors or the doors with arches. What I went for was the actual flat doors, so similar to the tiles, got the open lock system, and actually you can print off loads of these, and that's what I did. I printed off about 18 of these, which should be more than enough, partly because you're probably going to need slightly more doors than you would think just to make the pitch still square in detail. So they're all printed off and ready to go now. So now the doors are done, now we're going to get into looking at assembling and painting. One of the questions I had was what I was going to do with the tiles. Was I going to paint them all individually, or was I going to pre-assemble some of them? What I've decided to do, and partly for storage and partly for convenience and making it easier to paint, is I'm going to pre-assemble some four. So I'm going to put them into these 4x4s for the rooms, and for the large rooms that'll obviously be two 4x4s will come together. But I'm also going to go for some 3x1s of the tiles, which will be the corridors. I'm not going to pre-assemble any corners or T's, just have the clip-in tiles for those. As you can see, this is a four tiles together with the clips in, just four basic clips in the back. You can see the clips are there, but this is absolutely solid, very little flex in it, but still really light. So this is going to be my base unit for storage. Now I'm going to get into painting. So, painting the tiles. This is going to be a couple of part process. The first is to really get into undercoating them. And for actually everything I've printed, I'm going to do three different types of undercoats. So firstly, for the main tiles, I've got some grey TT Combat. You can see it there. This is just nice spray primer. I'm going to spray the majority of tiles with this, and this will look really nice. For all the doors, to make them different, I'm going to go with some Leather Brown Army Painter spray. I love this stuff, it goes really well for wood lookalike. So I'm going to do that for all the doors. I'm also going to do all the chests with that as the undercoat. So they look really good. And then the last areas are the teleporters. So teleporters, I'd like to do them in quite a fluorescent colour, so I'm going to need them quite light. So I'm going to do them white. Use some Army Painter white for that, but also because I'm going to try and do little crisscrosses on the end zones, I'm going to paint two of the 4x4 tiles white as a primer to say that they're my end zones, and I can go from there. Now let's get out to spraying. So ready to spray the first ones. Quick tip, spray from your lightest colour up if you're using a spray board like I am, because then you won't get the wrong colour on your miniatures. So mask up and get spraying. So now the pieces are primed, it's just a case of letting them dry and then getting them ready. So here are all the four sets of the tiles, the teleporters, the end zones, the chests and the corridors. It's time to take it inside and see what it looks like together. I'm going to assemble a pretty standard symmetrical dungeon bowl layout, something that could be easily repeated. Once the main board is done, add some teleporters and add some chests. And here's the board ready to play on.